Alright, welcome back to the
Nintendo.
League Race, this time with TTML for round number 8. Aha, I got it right this time. Round number 8 of TTML this season. Division 3 here at the Mexico City Circuit. That's not what it's called. I just ran out of words, so I just said Mexico City Circuit. That's not the case. It's Mexico Grand Prix though. So here is the we're going to load the old setup. A little bit different from some of the other ones. Remember, we were here last season for in TTML as well, so and we're going to be here coming up to FTRL as well, coming up soon. So, yeah, it's a track I'm decently familiar with, somewhat of late. Anyways, we're going to move on into qualifying. I had struggled. My PB's a 13.2, I think, 13.2 or 13.3. So here's the end of qualifying. Couldn't quite get to that level, but I got decently close enough. I did a 13.5. So good enough for third place. So yeah, this is a bounce back and a half right here compared to flipping Russia, where a track I just couldn't get on with, and just can't get on with this year apparently. But this is a normal track, I would call. So very happy to get into a second row of the grid. Happy days, and like a lot of people out of place. So here we go. Then here's a strategy. I'm gonna go soft, medium, soft. Now I'm gonna this could have actually screwed me under safety car, and I'll talk about that a little bit later. But so I know what to adjust going forward. But yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on. But last time at TTML here, I went soft, medium, medium. Did not work out. I got absolutely rinsed in the last stint. So we're going to see if we can avoid that this time around. Here we go then. 5 red lights. And away we go. This is a great place to be as well, because it's such a long run down to turn 1. Simply Superman gets a great start, so I don't think I'll be threatening him. Going to use his toe and slipstream to basically pull away from everyone else behind. Try and put myself along Stinner. See where we can get heading into turn 1. Hold the racing lines where I want to be. Stinner then makes contact with the back of Superman, spins round. So he's out of contention then already. And we're going to carry on into P2. So under no pressure from those behind. So we're going to settle into a nice little P2 here, and it was a very quiet first stint. Like, we ended up, you're going to see how this ends up progressing, but yeah, about as good as I could have really asked for, really. Lap number 4, you can see I've pulled away from DRS, then some Jane and Tom and Langfell are going at it themselves, but settling to a nice little pace here. High 18s there, but like, again, out of DRS. Superman is just easing things at the front. So I'm happy to stay here, really, for as long as this takes. Honestly, this is a good place for me to be. Out of DRS, can manage. I can, I don't have to go too far on the fuel or DRS. Lap number 9, so we're going to come into the pits. See, we've got 2-second lead on Tom. Jane pitted the lap before. He was about 2 seconds or so behind as well at the time. Now, I know undercuts are powerful here, but I thought, you know what, 2 seconds, 1 lap response, I think I'm going to be okay. So, anyways, we're going to come into the pits. Whip on the old mediums and see where we get on. See Johnny coming out of the last corner just now. So I was hoping I would clear him, but no, he's actually managed to clear us with the undercut. So that's how powerful that undercut is here. So I thought, okay, but I felt comfortable that I was much. If I was able to pull out that gap in the first stint, I felt confident that I could at least catch up and then overtake Jane. So we'll see how we get on with that. Tom, 1.6 seconds or so, 1.8 seconds behind, and Jabu then just behind that. So lap number 12. You can see actually, Jane has called it back a Kiki who started on hards, and now I'm within DRS of Jane, but I can't do anything right now because I'm just. Jane's got DRS to the car ahead. I was much quicker. The section I was much quicker than him was actually through the middle sector. But I can't overtake through there. I can't overtake at that slow power we're coming up to here now. So, anyways, lap 14. You can see I'm right behind. Jani's cleared Kiki this lap, so now it's my turn. I need to get this done fairly quickly if I could. Got a good run compared to him heading out of that little slingshot section there. So I'm going to, with the DRS, he's got DRS himself. I'm going to use a bit of overtake. I'm going to go send one down the inside here. Understeered a little bit into him. Didn't mean to hit him there, but I need to get that move done. And arguably I was punished for it in a sense because Tom was able to get by immediately as well. And yeah, Janice, he's out. I was really struggling on this set of mediums to begin this stint. I was really struggling for turn-in. Snap of oversteer there, and Janice he's broken out of DRS. So I'm now a sitting duck here compared to Tom, who's got DRS. I'm sure he'll use ERS. So he's going to go through. And I'm thinking, damn, man, I've gone now from, second in a net P2 to now a net P4 all of a sudden. So This was not ideal for me. I was not enjoying this race at this point in time because I was very comfortable. This is the thing. I was really comfortable at the end of that first stint, and because I couldn't get by Janne that first part of the second stint, it allowed Tom to catch up and overtake. But lap 23, we're actually gone quite a bit further here. I was just sitting behind Tom and Janne, just saving DRS, saving ERS and fuel. Crucially, I would say fuel. His medium stint got a bit better as time went on, and now Tom is now wanting to size up Janne himself now. So they've gone back and forth somewhat here, but this is where we're at this part of the race. Superman's just far up the road. Lap 25, Janne pitted the lap before, I believe, and put on mediums, and I knew that was an instant mistake because he's going to run the same problems that I ran into in the last race here at TTML for Mexico. So Tom, me, Langfeld, we're both in now. We're all in now to put on softs to end the race. Stinner pitted 2 laps earlier, and not only we overtook Janne, he was just behind Janne when he came out of the pits, but not only overtook him, but completely cleared us. Like he's like 3 seconds ahead of Janne. Like he's ahead 3 seconds ahead of like Tom and myself, and Janne's 3 seconds up the road. But I knew he was not going to be an issue on those mediums because again I knew from last experience last time that mediums are terrible. It's hard to be on to end the stint here compared to softs. But here comes Tom and Janne then as they go through turns 2 and 3. I knew here this was my chance. I know he had DRS, but I was going to take this anyway. Langfeld's right up my arse as well here, but I'm not actually worried about him at all. So I'm going to send one here on Janne down the inside here. Critical to make that move, and I did, and ahead of Langfeld too. So I was never afraid of Langfeld because he had a penalty, and I knew he was going to be able to clear 3 seconds. I had to overtake Tom first to do so, but now we're back up to a net, still a net P4 because Stinner is 4.2 seconds up the road here himself. So lap 29 though, we're slicing into Stinner's gap. It's now 3.7 seconds. But now I was feeling a lot more comfortable than Tom now at this part of the race. So again, I've saved a lot of fuel. I'm using lean in certain parts of the track as well to save my tyres. I decided, now I'm going to go for it. I've got the ERS. I'm going to go for it. I didn't have to even use much of it to get by and clear Tom there quite easily. And we head into turn 1 there, and we're up into 3rd place. And the rest of this race, I was able to stretch away. Tom struggled towards the end of the race, I think. Stinner ended up struggling towards his end of softs. I was able to get within his penalty window. And, lap 36, here we are. 2.1 seconds ahead of Tom. Again, I had better tyres. I was able to save the tyres. Didn't have much ERS because, again, I used a bit of it to catch up and overtake. But that's fine. I had plenty of rich to make up for it. I was still pushing, though, these last few laps because Stinner was quite close to making that 3-second gap. Anyways, across the line, though, it is P2. Fantastic, excellent bounce back result. Absolutely delighted with the response after such a difficult Russian Grand Prix last week. So, really happy with that. And back, well overdue podium. I feel I should have had ones for Hungary. Canada should have been pretty close as well. So happy to be back on the steps here. Sadly, that race win is still eluding me, and later the season goes on, I might not be able to get it. But definitely, one of my best races of the season, and an overdue result in both FTRL and TTML as well. So very happy to get that done. Superman wins the race. He's just on the verge of the title himself, and still a fair play to him for getting up to 3rd after his spinning turn 1. So on lap 1. So there you go. That is your lot. There you go. So only one of 3 drivers not to have a penalty in the end. It ended up getting me the the P2 instead of the P3 there. So happy days. I'm very happy to get that done, especially on a race week. Race week where the Gile had a race ban. Everyone who was around me in the standings who was afraid of falling behind, last week or in the subsequent races to come after a really crappy Russian Grand Prix result. They were absolutely nowhere near me today. So. With the exception maybe of Langfeld, but Janne finished at 7th. David nowhere in this race. Stevie G nowhere in this race as well. Tom too far behind in the standings. So speaking of, we're going to look at them now. There they are. A nice margin now in 3rd place. David then just a few points behind, and Langfeld not too far, and Jabu not too far behind either. But a bit more of a breathing space now. I can aim for that top 3 spot in these last 2 races, which are USA and Singapore. Singapore might be a rough end to the season because I'm not particularly quick there, despite how much I actually enjoy the track. But so I need to get a really good result in USA to maximize damage limitation that might need to take place at Singapore the following week. So yeah, really happy with how that race unfolded. Now we're nice and clear, you know, a nice little bit of separation. I won't say clear, but we're got a nice bit of separation in P3 now. So yeah, that's going to do it. Thank you very much for watching this race, and until next time.